Hi guys, I'm Joe.
And I'm Kelly, filling in for Jessica this week.
And this week we're going to be bringing you the latest geek news on the Newsfeed. We're going to be talking about
some exciting cast news for The Lion King.
That's right, the newest Power Ranger trailer.
Gameplay for Mass Effect Andromeda.
And a possible Hook prequel. But we're also going to be checking in with Myra for Anime LA and a former hashtag alumni interviewed Hugh Jackman for Logan. Let's get to it. We got another Power Rangers trailer. Kelly, what'd you think?
Damn, it's impressive.
It is impressive. I love the line that Billy has in there where he's like, what are we, more Spider-Man or Iron Man? It just shows that the charm of the movie isn't as dark and dire as everyone thought it was originally. From the trailer to trailer, what do you think the progression has been?
I love how much action we're getting to see, and I do like that when the Rangers are in their Zords, or I believe they're in their Zords, because we can't really see yet, they don't have their masks up.
Yeah, they're like visors are up.
Yeah, their visors are up. And I like that. I like that you can kind of see them in action, and it looks awesome. Rita Repulsa looks killer. She looks scary.
She does look scary. She looks menacing. The putties we see Alpha throw something on the ground and he goes, "Hey, Power Rangers!" And we also see the actual individual Zords.
Yeah.
Something we haven't really seen much of. And even Goldar looks a lot better up close watching this trailer. What do you not want to see in trailers though, going forward in the Power Ranger movie?
Well, I do think that based on the trailer, it does look like it will be badass, but will also kind of have a comedy side. But I am worried that this will be another one of those situations where the trailer kind of gives away all the funny
Like
parts.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, where all the good parts are already revealed. Although we did not see much yet, I hope that it's not like that.
I agree wholeheartedly. So, Power Rangers, now let's just get TV spots, and I think we're solid. I can make it till the end of May.
I'm excited.
Me too.
All right, Joe, give us the sweet, sweet news about the Lion King cast.
Lion King cast, it's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Mufasa was made iconic by James Earl Jones, and he's going to reprise his role as Mufasa. I'm excited about that. But, big news too, Donald Glover's going to play adult Simba. Donald Glover's been having a hell of a year thus far.
Hell yeah.
He's going to be in Star Wars now, in one of the prequel type movies as Lando Calrissian. I think it's Han Solo, actually. The last Han Solo movie he'll be in. And now, the only bad thing about this movie is, well, there's not a lot of negatives. Jon Favreau directed the Jungle Book, so you can imagine how the visuals are going to be for this. It's going to be amazing.
I liked it.
Off the chain. I also think that they should have kept that ride at California Adventure, still Mufasa's drop, instead of Guardians of the Galaxy. That was great. It was a great idea. It was a great ride. The Mufasa drop. Sometimes a question I get all the time, what happened to Monster Mash? Where's he been? Well, guess what? We sent him to go talk to Hugh Jackman for the Logan film, and this is a dream come true. Wolverine meets Wolverine. Here you go.
Bravo, man.
Listen to this.
Come on.
You're complimenting me. I'm so honored.
It's a good effort, really good effort.
Thank you so much. Well, I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for you, so thank you so much for that.
My pleasure, man.
You've had 17 years of playing one of the most beloved characters in all of comics.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's going to come to an end.
Yeah.
What are you going to miss the most about no longer playing Logan?
When I saw the movie, I was really clear it was the last one, and then I was so happy and grateful to Fox that they were like, go for it. When I came, with Jim and I, we came up with the idea. They were like, go and make it. And we were supportive from the beginning, and I was nervous. It was personal. When I saw the movie, I was like, I just love this. I love that character. I've loved playing it. So it's always with me, but I'll miss it at times, But I feel like I'm part of that family. This movie, in a way, is a love letter to the fans. It's who I speak to, if not every day, every other day of my life, because they never hold back.
That's
ever,
right.
Ever. They tell me exactly how it is. Even after the first X-Men Origins Wolverine, they were like, dude.
I found a lot of things to like about that movie. So,
No, I know, but people will pick, and I think one thing overall they've always said, the Berserker Rage, we're going to ride this. We haven't just seen the really
unleash the
greedy,
animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we just created a world where you see him realistically at that bottom, and what the weight of being Wolverine is that allows him to.
You did it. I was very impressed.
Thank you, man.
I've been a huge fan of the X-Men since I was a young teenager in the early 80s, reading the comics.
Right.
10 years later, the cartoons.
Yes.
10 years after that, the movies. And then when X3 came out, I started hearing that I kind of looked like you.
Yeah.
Which was funny because I was clean-shaven, shorter hair.
Really?
And I was like, okay, maybe I'll do this as a Halloween costume. It was a big hit.
Nice.
A few years later, by a very strange twist of fate, I accidentally discovered the world of cosplay. And it's just been a life-changing event in a very positive way ever since.
That's awesome.
And I think about myself, my God, what a boring life I would have had the last few years were it not for cosplay. And again, I owe this to you. And I know that you got the role by a strange twist of fate, too.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable, because I can't imagine anybody else playing it now.
Yeah.
But it was originally going to go to somebody else.
Dougray Scott.
Right, Dougray Scott. Do you ever sit back sometimes and think about that twist of fate and how life might be different?
Fully.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to me how, when you look back and you think how chain of events happened, there were 3 or 4 such random or near impossible things for me to get that film. And what a lot of people don't know, and I'll tell you, is the reason I was in LA at the time, when I went in for that meeting, 9 months after my first audition, was that I was there to finalize the adoption of my son.
Wow.
So if I hadn't have been there for that this would never have happened. And I somehow believe there's a destiny, there's something, it's just meant to be.
When you hear something like that, how can you not believe that?
Right. That's one of
that's a beautiful
5
story.
things.
Wow,
that
God bless your
sort of
son
happened.
for that. That's awesome.
I agree. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Well, speaking of cosplay, I imagine you've seen a lot of us dudes dressing up like you.
Yes.
How does that make you feel to see this?
First time I went to Comic-Con,
Yeah.
I'll never forget it, because I was there for a movie called Van Helsing.
Uh-huh.
And I remember
Great movie, by the way.
Thanks. I was sitting up on the panel. It was a big thing. And they were wanting to all of a sudden I looked down, and there are like 8 guys, exactly like you, jacked, ripped, Wolverine, shouting and yelling through the entire panel. And then every question was, yeah, tell me how to look. And I could just see all the creators of Van Helsing going, really? Like, come on. But I kind of loved it. You know, one day I'm going to go through Comic-Con with a mask on my face and just sort of go for it. That'd be fun.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not. Supposedly you went to the one in 2013, which was my first one,
Yes.
dressed as Wolverine, and people said, oh, no, you're too tall. You're not him. They didn't believe it was you. Did that really happen?
No, I joked that if I did, people would be like, dude, you're way too tall.
Yeah.
Because if people say to me, like, that's not you, right? You're way too tall.
Right.
In the first movie, they made everyone taller than me. I was shorter than everyone except the kids. People who were on platforms, I was in ditches, I never had my shoes on. I would bend my legs to be shorter than everybody. Gradually, they kind of let go of that. But
Well, you've really redefined the look of the character, because as you know, the character in the comics is like a foot shorter than you. So,
right.
and the fact that you've done more comic book movies than any other actor,
Right.
you're the only person to play Wolverine.
Yeah.
How does this make you feel about your accomplishments?
Really proud. You know,
should.
I'm really proud of it, and I'm really grateful for it. I love this character, and to be really honest with you, man, like, this film feels the most personal. It's a really daunting thing when you know you're leaving and you want to leave in a way that feels definitive,
Yeah.
and makes you feel at peace.
And really make an impact.
I wouldn't have said it was my last one if I didn't feel at peace. Like, it's not that I was wanting to be perfect or go, that's perfect, but I did want to feel at peace, like I've given everything I could give, and I've left it all there in the movie, and that's what I feel, and that's what I'm really proud of.
Well, that's good. You can't ask for more than that.
True.
Bangarang!
Rufio! Rufio! That's right, a Hook prequel could be in the works. $30,000 has already been raised on Kickstarter by Dante Basco himself, the dude that was Rufio. Now this seems like it's going to be a prequel. Now, if they raise $200,000 by March 14th, it's going to be a feature-length film.
What?
Which could be really cool. Now, for those of you that don't know what Hook is,
Oh my
go
goodness.
and watch a fucking movie. Because Robin Williams is great in it.
It is a classic.
Classic.
So well done.
Dante Basco will be executive producing, and like I said, March 14th is your last day to pledge. Check it out on Kickstarter. Let's get a Hook prequel movie.
Woo!
Kelly, bringing you onto this newsfeed, you know we got to talk about video games, right? Mass Effect, Andromeda, tell me what you got.
Well, we just got to see 5 whole minutes of gameplay for the upcoming game, and it looks so sweet.
So sweet. Some of the new weapons they showed us look really cool. And one of my favorite things is the force grab, and he throws the guy. It looks so cool. You were saying that there's an invisibility mode?
There's a visibility mode, and also one of my favorite features is the jetpack, where you can hover while shooting at your enemies and also dodging in midair.
So, social life is going to be 0 when March 21st comes
It's already
around.
0.
Because that's
Who am I kidding?
Yeah, when we're going to play this game, it's going to be all the way. It's going to be dropping on all consoles.
All consoles.
Right now, currently, you can watch gameplay footage. It is out there. For the first, there's 5 minutes of gameplay footage out there, and it kind of almost like a tutorial on the new things that are going to be in the game. Now, are we going to see any DLCs and possibly multiplayer stuff?
I think DLCs are highly likely. They might even have a season pass. I'm not sure.
Nice.
But as for multiplayer, I doubt that there's going to be a local co-op. That's not really a thing anymore in games these days.
Sure.
But online multiplayer, I think, is very likely.
All right, March 21st, go get it. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Guess what one thing comes to mind when I think of ALA?
Oh, party, drinking, 100%.
Ribbons.
What?
You heard me right. Ribbons. Ribbon collecting is a big thing at ALA, and Myra shows us just how to do it.
All right, guys, I'm here with Adrian to help me explain the ribbon game rules. So, Adrian, tell me, how does this all work?
Okay, so the ribbon game has been a thing since ALA 1. And with all these ribbons, as you can see right here, you have to do various tasks. A lot of them are trivia based. A lot of them are actions. A lot of them are simply if you just, for example, ask, may I have one, or you can trade for them. Okay, so there's a plethora of ways you can get these ribbons. It's dependent on the person that's distributing them.
All right, what's the toughest thing you ever had to do for a ribbon?
Wow, the toughest thing I ever had to do for a ribbon. What was the toughest thing I had to do for a ribbon? Let's see. Looking at mine.
You do have a lot.
Yeah, I know. I can't. Oh, wait a minute. I remember. And take my nerd card away from me on this one.
Okay.
But there was a Guardians of the Galaxy question.
Okay.
It was a 24 ribbon, and I could not remember what the name was, but it had to be specifically word for word, and I just couldn't get it. I had nothing.
Really? Okay, so all these ribbons can actually be based on anything, right? It could be from Pokemon, Marvel.
Pokemon, yeah.
All right, so it's everything. So actually, you don't really know what you're gonna get
Nope.
when you come up to the person. All right. Let's go show me how this is done, because I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited at the same time.
Well, let me ask you a question, Myra.
So
Would you like to play for mine?
I'm scared, but sure, why not? Let's do this.
All right, let's
do
play.
this.
All right, so you've been around, played games, and
I
you
have,
watch anime
yes,
and stuff like that.
Yes,
So you seem pretty well versed. All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I can give you a hard question.
All right.
Okay, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Name each location that serves Kamala coffee.
Yeah, no.
I need to tell. I gotta. She's sweating bees off this.
I'm like, no, put it on the spot. No, not.
all
I
right.
love Pokemon, but you know what? I never got into the moon. And,
All right.
So, give me something I know. Disney, something I do know.
Okay, well, you know me, and I'm an Assassins fan.
I know.
And I think you can get this one.
Okay.
All right, I have confidence. Now, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That's the piratey game. Okay. Edward Kenway. Okay.
Okay.
What beverage can you find floating in the sea that you can sell for money?
Rum?
Awesome!
Yay!
Beautiful!
Yes, I got one.
All right, see? I had confidence in you.
Okay, hopefully I could do this. This one only pirates, rum, what else, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go try it and see how many we can get.
All
Let's
right.
go. the rest of the con attendees, I have achieved some ribbons. That's right. It's not as long as Adrian's or any other ones, but for a beginner, not that bad, right? But anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. This is one of the awesome things to do at the con, but it's not a lot. So thanks for hanging out. See you next time.
Thank you, Myra. Thank you, Lon. This week had a lot of fun geek news. Thanks for joining me.
I'm happy to be
And
here.
thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe and like button. Stay up to date with everything trending.
In geek pop culture.